I'm going to be talking about 40 acres out here in Fort Collins, Colorado. My name is McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. This property is located in Weld County. In this video, I'm going to answer a lot of common questions. I'm going to teach you how you can go view this property and talk a little bit more about the target audience, utilities, and things like that. So let me break down this property for you here today. I'm going to get started browsing through some of the photos. I've got a survey map of the property as well, all that good stuff. So we'll dive into that throughout the video. Kicking this off with a quick disclaimer while we look through some of these photos. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. This is me simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on this property here with you today through my own research, my due diligence, and my 10 plus years in the land industry. So I want to pause on this photo. We love making these AI generated images. It gives you a really good idea of what's possible out here. And this looks really similar to a lot of the properties nearby. You're living out here in the country. You're close to Fort Collins. You're close to Denver, close to a major airport. You've got distant Rocky Mountain views. It's a really cool area for a homestead and offers really immediate use. Bring your campers out here. Use it to graze some cattle, run your horses out here, right? This is a great recreational property day one and offers a lot of opportunity for you to build on it, to homestead, make it your own over time. So talking a little bit more about that, I've got a few other photos I wanted to share with you, just giving you guys ideas of how people are using properties like this. And I do want to stop on this photo as well, because it does show you this is the corner of the property right here at a cattle guard. I'll talk about this when we look at the survey point, but there's actually an aluminum pin in the ground. So you can see what would be the southwest corner of this 40-acre parcel of land here. And it does look like it's been fenced along the main road, along County Road 104. So just keep that in mind. The property does have some fencing existing on it already. You can see that it's fenced along County Road 104, and it's actually fenced on the western side of the property too. And I'll talk about that more when we look at satellite imagery. You can see the fencing on satellite imagery, and I'll help you identify this property really well for you when you go out and view it. And again, you've got these distant Colorado Rocky Mountain views. This is a really cool part of the country, you guys. There's still really affordable real estate. You get country living, you get outside of the busyness of Denver and Fort Collins, and you're really close to those locations. So these are really popular properties. We just sold a 40-acre just next door actually recently, and it sold pretty quick on our seller financing plan. So we do offer seller financing. We do offer cash discounts for cash buyers. So get with us if you are in the market. We'd love to work with you. Talking a little bit more on the property, I want to get into how you can go view the property on your own. And at the end of the video, I'll talk about utilities, power, water, sewer, things like that. So talking about the property location, just giving you a bird's eye view here. What's cool, you see this Pawnee National Grasslands. Our property sits right here, right? I've got it outlined. And to the south of it is all U.S. Forest Service land. It's 57,000 acres of Pawnee National Grassland. So what's really cool, and I think a big selling point, is everything to the south of this property and kind of all over this area is mostly checkerboarded state and Forest Service land. So you're not going to see a ton of development out here. Like if you're looking for country living, if you're looking for that type of freedom, you're really close to Fort Collins. Your power is accessible. You can install a well and a septic system. You could start living on this property within the next couple of years, and you can start using the property for immediate recreational use. It's right off County Road 104. So let's talk a little bit more about this location. I want to pull it up on satellite imagery and help you understand where the property is fenced too. So here's the easterly 40-acre that we've already sold. That one sold pretty quick, like I said, on seller financing terms. Here's a westerly property available. Down here where the cattle guard is, there is a stamp there, an aluminum cap showing the southwest corner of our property. And you can see this yellow box basically. This is what's called the GIS map. It's actually slightly shifted. In all reality, you can see the fence line of the neighbor's property comes down on the western side of the property right here, and you can see the county roads down here. So realistically, this property should more so be something like this. Something like here. Let's get off that. This is what we're looking for. So realistically, the property boundaries are going to be something more along the lines of this, just to help you understand exactly. And why I'm saying that is like, these aerial images, they can be distorted by 5 or 10 feet, 5 or 10 yards. That goes the same with Onyx Maps. So I'm just helping you understand, right around this cattle guard is the corner of the property, and I'll show you what we're talking about here in a boundary survey. Here's the original 80-acre property that we got surveyed, and here's that cattle guard. And you can see the south quarter corner of section 14, which is the corner of our property, is marked with an aluminum cap down there. Okay, so you're going to be able to find that. The cattle guard's right there, so that's going to give you a really good idea where this property is located. The next thing I want to show you is my favorite app for land viewings. And then here's the existing road too, right? Going right in front of the property. So that's an existing county road, 104. It's an unmaintained right of way. You do have the rights to maintain it. You just got to get with the county when you go to maintain it. They'll have some standards you have to live up to when you go maintain it, okay? The next thing I want to show you is Onyx Maps. This is my favorite app for land viewings. If you want to go view the property, just remember it is slightly shifted. This fence line is going to tell you where the western property boundary is. The cattle guard down here is going to show you the southwest corner of the property. And the width of the property is about 900 yards, approximately, about somewhere in that range. We can draw it right now. So the total width of the original 80 acre is 876. Divide that by 2, we're roughly 437.5 yards. That's going to put you about right here. Let's see. 435 yards right here. So, when you're out there viewing the property, you can use these tools. And realistically, the property's going to start at that fence line and go about 437 right here. Right? So that helps you understand what you're buying, because Onyx Maps is not updated. It's still showing the full 80 acre that Wilco Land owns. But imagine, this property being split in half, right? Just to give you a better idea of what we're looking at, imagine splitting this property right down the middle, just like that. You're buying this westerly 40 acre. And again, to the south of you is all national grasslands. So it's going to be a really scenic, pretty area. There's a lot of bird viewings out here and all that good stuff. So, I love this property. 40 acre lots are bread and butter for us. There's a huge interest in them, especially at the price point of where we're at. So, just kind of recapping the video, about half of the property is going to be fenced for you. You've got long range Rocky Mountain views. You've got a recreational property you can start using today, right? Bring your campers out there, use it for recreation, hunting, and things like that. And then this is something you can homestead on, you can build on in the future. Your water is going to be via well, and your sewer is going to be via a septic system. So, keep that in mind. That's going to have to be put in at some point down the road. But, looking at satellite imagery, going back to this example here, you can see people have put wells in, they've put septic systems in. Power is not going to be an issue. There's power lines on County Road 104. So again, people are developing on properties like this. As we zoom in, we can see, what folks are doing, right? These are the type of properties that, this is our target audience, right? People doing these type of things on properties. So hopefully that helps you understand what we're looking at here, helps you understand this 40 acre. If you're interested in this property or something else on our website, give us a call. You can reach us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.